Retirement is not a function of age alone. It is mostly a function of money. To understand why, stay tuned. Hi Teasers, my name is Linda, your Money Teasers. Here, I give money teasers on personal finances so that you and I can arouse to our dreams. Today, we will find out if you are on track for retirement or not. I'll talk about a quick way to find out how much money you need to have saved up before you can retire comfortably. And for those that have not yet started saving toward your retirement, maybe this video might be just that push that you need in order to start saving for your retirement. But before we get into today's topic, if you are new here, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification so that you won't miss out on any video I publish. And when you subscribe, please comment in the box below, I subscribe, so that I will get to know you and thank you personally. Let's get started. What does it take to retire? Many people think that once you hit the retirement age set by your government, you are ready to retire. For example, in the United States, people take their retirement between the age of 65 and 67. The reason is because you usually receive full Social Security retirement benefits when you reach your full retirement age, between the age of 65 and 67, depending on when you were born. Other people might even choose to delay their retirement because Social Security retirement benefits will usually increase if you delay your retirement up to the age of 70. But is the retirement age set by your government the only thing that should determine whether you're ready for retirement or not? In other words, is retirement a function of age? Yes and no. Yes, because depending on some health challenges you might face with age, you could be forced into retirement, sometimes early retirement. Also, if you or your employer has been contributing into your retirement account, such as your Social Security benefit account or pension, you might have a reason to retire at the age of 65 or 67. But you would also agree with me that age is not the only factor that should determine if a person should retire or not. For example, if you did a poor job at savings for your retirement, spending all your money without thinking of tomorrow, you might find yourself working even at the age of 80. Don't get me wrong, I do understand there are some people that like to keep themselves busy by working all the time, but I do guarantee you that most people working at the age of 70 and 80 are those that simply cannot afford to retire. Hence, to most people, retirement is a function of money. For as long as you have enough money saved up, you can even choose to retire at the age of 50 if you want. So, how much money do you need to have saved up before retirement? Before I answer this question, let's get back to history. After World War II, America had a rebounding economy that was stimulated by the victory overseas. As a result, the stock market took off, causing prosperity and stability. Even if there was any recession, they were short-lived. Very little financial education was needed for retirees to enjoy life back then because a system was set in place. The system that was put in place worked beautifully and consisted of some rules to follow for a great future. Go to school, study hard, graduate, and get a good job. And once you get a good job, work hard for a few decades and your life will be set through pension, Social Security, and personal savings for those that opted to save extra. Hence, the concept of the three-legged stool of retirement. The first leg consisted of company pension. With a pension, employers usually predetermine the amount of income that their employee will usually get at retirement based on the employee's pay level and active years within the company. The beautiful thing about pension is the fact that the predicted income set by the employer was guaranteed and independent of the market performance. Hence, the employer will assume all the investment risk of the employee's pension account. The second leg of the retirement three-legged stool consisted of Social Security benefits. The government's idea behind Social Security was to impose a form of tax on workers for the purpose of securing retirees with an income during their retirements. Moreover, Social Security's goal was to provide an income for those with disabilities. The system worked beautifully right after World War II, because at the time, there was about 45 workers that contributed for Social Security benefits per one retiree. The third leg of our retirement three-legged stool consisted of personal savings. Those that chose to save extra back then through personal savings account actually saw marvelous return on their investment because the stock market was booming. Unfortunately, this system that worked so beautifully got interrupted at the beginning of the new millennium, marking the end to the way people built wealth. First, we started to see a dramatic increase in life expectancy due to the progress in science and technology. And second, we saw an economic shift marked by the volatile turbulence that rocked the stock market. As a result, the once stable three-legged stool of retirement became unstable. First, we have pensions that were greatly affected. Employers started freezing pension accounts, hereby shifting contributions and financial risk on retirement accounts from them onto the employee. Today, we now have retirement accounts such as 401ks, 403bs, and the likes, which consist of employees electing the amount they choose to save. Also, instead of the employer choosing how to invest for their employees' retirement, employees now have to choose the level of risk associated with their investment accounts. Not only that, it is up to the employee to choose to open a retirement account or not, making the future of those that opted out of it even gloomier. Unfortunately, Social Security wasn't spared. Even though Social Security was never meant to be the only source of retirement, it somehow got affected. Today, people live longer. As a result, we have a lot of baby boomers to take care of. The 45 workers that used to contribute for every retiree back then is something of the past. Today, the ratio is less than 3 workers contributing for every retiree. And to make things even gloomier, we don't even know the exact future of Social Security. Social Security that was once created to secure the retirement of retiree has now turned into Social Security. This leaves us with one leg standing on a three-legged stool. This leg is personal savings. It is now clear that your future is not in the hands of your employer as he used to be. It is neither in the hands of the government, nor is it in the hands of your unions. Your future is in your hands. Unfortunately, we are poor savers yet active spenders. Warren Buffett once said not to save what is left after spending, but to spend what is left after savings. If you think about it, Mr. Buffett had a point, because there will come a time your strength will fail you. And when that time comes, only your personal savings will see you through. Let's get back to our original question. What does it take to retire? The answer, it depends on 2 factors. 1, you need to know the type of lifestyle you will want to live during your retirement years. 2, you need to approximate how much you need to have saved by your retirement age in order to live your dream lifestyle. Let's talk about the first factor, the type of lifestyle you will want to live during your retirement. You need to estimate the cost of the things you would love to do during your retirement. Maybe it's moving to that country or that city you've always dreamt about. Or maybe it's traveling all around the world. You decide. Then obtain a monthly estimation of what it will take for you to live that lifestyle today. Or if you would like to maintain the same lifestyle that you have today, then write down the current monthly expenses you usually see. Next, using the average rate of inflation, approximate the cost of that lifestyle in the future during your retirement years. Here is the formula. FV is equal to CV times 1 plus AR raised to the power of 10, where FV is the future value, CV the current value, AR the annual rate of return or inflation rate in our case, and T the time you have left to get to your retirement age. I know this sounds daunting to some. Let me guide you on how to obtain this in Excel. Let's say this is your blank Excel sheet. Under the A1 cell, type current age. Then in B1, enter your current age. In this example, I entered 41 as someone's current age. Under the A2 cell, type retirement age. And in B2, enter your desired retirement age. Your desired retirement age is when you would like to retire. In this example, I chose 65 as this person's retirement age. Under the A3 cell, type current monthly income. Then in B3, enter the value of your current monthly income. In this example, I entered $5,000. Under the A4 cell, type inflation rate. Then in B4, enter the approximation inflation rate. The inflation rate in 2021 so far is about 4.2%. But for this example, I will consider 3% on average. To obtain an estimation of your future monthly expenses, type future monthly income or expense under A5. And under B5, enter this formula. Equals B3 times 1 plus B4 raised to the power of B2 minus B1. Make sure to follow the exact form as you see on the screen, character by character. When you hit enter on your keyboard, the operation will give you the value of your future monthly income. In this example, the value is $10,163. This value is actually very close to what you will obtain with the rule of 72. Click on the link above to learn about the rule of 72, which is a simple way to estimate approximately how long it will take for your future money to double or your future expenses to double. Now that you have the approximation of your future monthly expenses to live up your dream retirement life, let's find out how much you need saved by your retirement. In our example, we approximated a 41-year-old person's future expenses to be about $10,000 a month. Next, approximate your life expectancy age. In this example, I chose 90. At this point, you can approximate your years of life after retirement. Simply subtract your desired retirement age from your life expectancy age. In this example, we obtained 25 years after subtracting 65 from 90. Take it a step further to obtain your months of life after retirement. Do this by multiplying your years of life after retirement by 12. In our example, 25 times 12 is 300 months. Next, multiply your months of life after retirement by your future monthly income or expense to get your retirement number. In our example, when we multiply 300 by $10,000, we obtain approximately $3 million. Your retirement number is the amount of money you need to have saved before you can retire. With this amount of money, you should be able to live your retirement lifestyle till the last day of your life, given you continue to invest this nest egg. Now, let's see how you can come up with this substantial amount of money. First, let's calculate your remaining years of active life in the workforce. To obtain this, subtract your current age from your desired retirement age. In the case of our example, 65 minus 41 is 24. This means that this particular person will have 24 years to come up with his retirement number of $3 million, given he never saved anything toward his retirement. Now, Take it a step further by multiplying your remaining active years of life by 12 to obtain your remaining months of active life in the workforce. In this example, we obtained 288 months after multiplying 24 by 12. At this point, you can determine how much you need to start saving per month starting this very month in order to come up with your retirement number by your desired retirement age. To do this, divide your retirement number by your active months before retirement to obtain how much you need to start saving per month starting this month. Coming back to our example, $3 million divided by 288 is approximately $10,500. This means that if this guy's never saved any money toward his retirement, he will need to start saving approximately $10,500 every month for the next 24 years of his life if he wants to retire at 65. That's scary, right? Can you even afford this amount of money on a monthly basis? How much do you even make per month? Is it even up to this amount of money? Let's take a look into more examples to find out what it will take to save $1 million by the age of 65. Let's assume a variety of ages so that hopefully you listening to me right now can find a simulation of your case. Let's consider the ages of 25 up to 60 in increments of 5 years. Hence, in order to save $1 million by 65, the 25-year-old will have 40 years to come up with this money. Likewise, the 30-year-old will need 35 years, the 35-year-old will need 30 years, the 40-year-old will need 25 years, the 45-year-old will need 20 years, the 50-year-old will need 10 years, the 55-year-old will need 10 years, and the 60-year-old will need a total of 5 years to come up with 1 million by the age of 65. Now, if we were to assume that you have to come up with this exact cash on a monthly basis, given no investment, it will require a lot of effort on your part. Assuming this scenario, the 25-year-old will need to save about $2,083 per month for 40 years. The 30-year-old will need to save $2,381 per month for 35 years. The 35-year-old will need to save about $778 per month for 30 years. The 40-year-old will need to save $3,333 per month for 25 years. The 45-year-old will need to save about $4,167 per month for 20 years. The 50-year-old will need to save about $5,556 per month for 15 years. The 55-year-old will need to save about $8,333 per month for 10 years. And the 60-year-old will need to save about $16,667 per month for 5 years to come up with 1 million by 65. As you can see, this is a lot of money that many of us do not even earn on our jobs on a monthly basis. Hence, in order to come up with the $1 million, you will need to invest that money in something that will hopefully bring you great returns. Watch my video on the rule of 72 in order to find a quick way to see how long it will approximately take for your investment to double. I will also link that video below in the description box. Check it out. In this video, I will not talk about the different type of investment you can do in order to come up with the $1 million. However, in this video, I will do some simulations on how you can come up with this money using the stock market. If you were to do contributions into an account with an average annual rate of return of 8%, assuming no fees, the 25-year-old will need to save about $298 per month for 40 years. The 30-year-old will need to save $448 per month for 35 years. The 35-year-old will need to save about $682 per month for 30 years. The 40-year-old will need to save about $1,056 per month for 25 years. The 45-year-old will need to save about $1,690 per month for 20 years. The 50-year-old will need to save $2,846 per month for 15 years. The 55-year-old will need to save about $5,330 per month for 10 years, and the 60-year-old will need to save $13,200 per month for 5 years to come up with the 1 million by the age of 65. Now, you can see that this is becoming affordable for people to do, especially when time is on your side. Unfortunately, such an investment account with zero fees does not exist. You must account for investment fees that will end up eating a piece of your pie. If you were to do contribution into an exchange-traded fund account, also known as ETF for short, expect to pay approximately 0.02% as an expense ratio of fees on an annual basis. That being said, assuming the ETF has an average annual rate of return of 8%, the 25-year-old will need to save about $300 per month for 40 years. The 30-year-old will need to save $450 per month for 35 years. The 35-year-old will need to save about $684 per month for 30 years. The 40-year-old will need to save about $1,060 per month for 25 years. The 45-year-old will need to save about $1,695 per month for 20 years. The 50-year-old will need to save about $2,850 per month for 15 years. The 55-year-old will need to save about $5,340 per month for 10 years. And the 60-year-old will need to save about $13,200 per month for 5 years to come up with 1 million by 65. You can see that investing in an ETF, your fees can be very low. However, if you were to invest in a mutual fund account, expect the expense ratio or investment fees to increase significantly depending on the type of mutual fund you choose. Hence, assuming an average annual rate of return of 8% on your mutual fund account and an expense ratio of 1%, the 25-year-old will need to save about $391 per month for 40 years. The 30-year-old will need to save about $564 per month for 35 years. The 35-year-old will need to save about $825 per month for 30 years. The 40-year-old will need to save about $1,235 per month for 25 years. The 45-year-old will need to save about $1,900 per month for 20 years. The 50-year-old will need to save about $3,100 per month for 15 years. The 55-year-old will need to save about $5,650 per month for 10 years. And the 60-year-old will need to save about $13,550 per month for 5 years to come up with 1 million by the age of 65. Although 1% as fees sounds so little, I hope you can see its significance on your investment. That's a topic for another video. Teasers, get in the habit of setting some money aside for your retirement. As a matter of fact, make it a bill to yourself. Failing to do so is the reason why you will see many elderly people that cannot afford to retire. They are still out there working, many of them greeters in stores. If this does not scare you to start saving right now, then I don't know what else will motivate you to start saving. Unfortunately, many people rely on their children to take care of them during their retirement, adding so much stress onto their children. Now, not only will their children take care of themselves and their young children, they will also have to take care of their aging parents. This type of mindset has created what is referred to as the sandwich generation, meaning you in the middle have to take care of your aging parent and your young children at the same time. Let's break this vicious circle once and for all. We need to develop the mindset and the habit of saving for our retirement, of saving for our future, and we need to pass it down to our generations to come. They will thank us for it. I hope you are on track for your retirement. If you haven't started saving yet, don't be dismayed. Start today with the little you can afford to save, and let the power of compounding interest do the rest for you. If this video has been of any value to you, please share it with somebody. All it takes is a click. I highly suggest you watch this video next for more valuable information. Also, do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know in the comment below if you were surprised by your retirement number. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.